Hey, happy Sunday. Today is Sunday, January the 14th, and I'll just go ahead and warn you, we have about 33 seconds left of tonight's NFL championship game, and John is watching it, and so are the guys next door, so if it gets a little loud and rowdy, we'll know. Not sure who we're for, but anyway, so yeah, there's two teams playing tonight in the national champ playoffs, whatever, and yeah, getting ready for the Super Bowl. So anyway, there's about 30 seconds left in the game. Hey, Wendy, there's about 30 seconds left in the game. Hey, Kim. So if you hear any screaming, we'll know. So John's sitting over here quietly, trying to quietly, watch it. Hey, C, how are you? Hey, Betty, good to see you. So today is January the 14th. And it's Sunday. Hey, Mary. Hey, Tammy. First thing I want to say is people who are watching this later on YouTube, I'm going to post in the comments what time the actual content starts. Hey, Claudie. What time the actual content starts so that y'all can skip all of the live chatting. Yeah, so you just might want to look for that. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Angie. Hey, Angie. Hey, Monica. And yeah, so for everybody who went to the blog and helped us with that this week, I really appreciate it. Hey Carol and hey Karen. That's www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and Jordan is working on it for me. Hey Sandra and hey Joyce. Hey Lisa. She's working on it for me, and she's kind of got me freaked out because we went ahead and went live with the new format before we had figured out how to get everything posted to the new format. So yeah, so it's looking kind of funky to me. But anyway, so we'll get it worked on. And hey, other Karen, and hey, Tedders, hey, Cheryl. So who do we have? Oh, let's see. Lisa says, oh, yeah, she says, this is crazy phone. Yeah, so her phone was not letting her look up some recipes earlier. And hey, Christine, two Christines spelled differently back to back. That's hilarious. And hey, Kathy, hey, Laura. Yeah, and Laura's actually catching us live tonight. So Laura, I gather you usually watch us later. And hey, Janet. Hey, Debbie. How is Orlando? Is it staying warm down there? Hey, Cheryl. Cheryl. Hey, Allison. Good to see you. So Cheryl, I need a timekeeper. Cheryl, can you let me know when it's about 15 till? Hey, Brandy. And hey, Carol. How are you? I don't know that I've seen you on here yet. And hey, Judy. Yeah, so definitely YouTube people, you're going to want to look and see what time the actual content starts because we're going to be saying hi a lot because this is a live chat. And hey, Carolyn. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, Debbie says Orlando's cold. It's cold everywhere. Hey, Christine. Yeah, Cheryl says gotcha. Yeah, she's a good timekeeper. Hey, Sherry. So it is freezing here. Karen and I have been trying to get our walking in. It's been tough since the baby's been here. And hey, Jennifer, hey, Marla. Yeah, we got in today 11,000 steps. So for us on a Sunday, that's okay. Hey, Kathy, that's just okay on a Sunday. Hopefully it's going to get warmer here soon. I'm starting to wean myself just a little bit off of the new grandbaby time. Hey, Lisa, and hey, Sybil. Starting to wean myself off of the new grandbaby time, and try to let some other people see her. Yeah, because I've been, pretty much, since the day that she was born, have been monopolizing all of that extra time. Anyway, so I'm trying to let some other people have some time. Plus, we had to get back to grocery shopping, walking, and some other things. Okay, so last week, y'all know, hey Kim, y'all know I always have questions. So, oh, wait, let's see. Donna says, oh, she's 1 week in and she's down 5.9 pounds. Wow. Everybody say congrats to Donna. That's awesome. And hey, Vicky. And hey, Nicole. Nicole's waving. She's got a little hand up. So, who attended a meeting last week? Hey, Monica. Who attended a meeting last week? And I'll have to wind down my hello so that we can actually start talking. But I want to see thumbs ups. Who actually attended a meeting last week? So, who went to a physical meeting or you were here with us in our meeting? Who did that last week? So yeah, thumbs ups. That's awesome. So a lot of y'all went to meetings. If you're brand new to Weight Watchers or if you're brand new to our chats, let me see some hearts. So people that are either brand new to Weight Watchers, it's your first week or two on Weight Watchers, or you're, yeah, it looks like a couple of y'all are going to meetings tomorrow. So it's almost your week is getting ready to start. So if you're brand new or if you're new to the chats, if you're brand new to Weight Watchers or you're brand new to the chats, let's see some hearts. Looks like there's several of you all. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. And it looks like a couple of you all, I'm so sorry, had the flu. Yeah. And Wendy says her meeting is now. So I'm very happy to be your meeting. And Cheryl says her meeting is right here. So this counts. this counts. Even though Weight Watchers doesn't really count it, I count it. So yeah, and Brandy is new. So Brandy, tell us, when did you, I'm not gonna, sorry to call you out in front of everybody, hey Tina, but when did you join Weight Watchers? And is this really your first time? Because a lot of us have been doing this a long time, and we love, love, love to talk to new people. Hey Melanie. So if you went to a meeting last week, this is what your weekly looked like. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, yes, I know it's backwards. Get over it, move on. But this was what our weekly looked like. And remember, if you missed a week, oh, and Lisa said she loves my earrings. These were like, I'm not kidding, like $5. They were, they were so, yeah, I loved them too. Only thing is my hair gets stuck in them. But anyway, so if you missed, and hey Casey, so if you missed your meeting this last week, then remember to pick up your weekly. Get your, your leader should have some out, or you can download these if you're online. So if you do Weight Watchers online, or if you're online only, or if you have eTools, then you should be able to download the weeklies. Oh, okay, and Brandy says she joined Weight Watchers last February, but she's online only, and this is her first live chat. Oh, great. Okay, so it's her first live chat. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, oh my gosh, and Liz went to her meeting today and she's down 9.8. Yeah, I wish I had stickers for you guys. I'd be giving them out. I would definitely be giving out the stickers. And thank you all for checking on Casey. Yeah, thank you. So Mama and Baby and Daddy all seem to be doing really, really well. So thank you all for continuing to check on them and continuing to pray for them. Having a new child, they will take all the prayers that they can get from now until she moves out on her own. But yeah, so definitely download this if you didn't get to go to a meeting, or if you're online only. And Jennifer just rejoined Friday online only. So welcome back, Jennifer. I hope you enjoy it. Be sure and get your weekly though. There are, first of all, look at this. Look at this on the front. The recipes always look good, but gingery turkey noodle soup. Okay, this is what's in. Okay, and something must have happened. Who won? Hold on, just a second. Who won? Who won? Hey, Susan from Texas. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Nobody's won yet. Yeah. And hey, oh, it is. Hey, the Vikings won. Okay. So, any Minnesota Viking fans who were watching, who are watching the live chat, they just won. So y'all can stop watching the game and start watching the chat. And do you care to crack the window real quick? Okay. So anyway, if you got your, yeah, Kim says the Vikings. Yeah. So the Vikings just won. Yep, and yeah, so Casey, I don't know who you're going to pull for now, since, bless it, the Steelers are, yeah, they're off the list. But anyway, so if y'all can hear the guys next door, apparently they were for the Vikings because they're going like crazy. And I'm already going to have to get a drink. Okay, but this gingery turkey noodle soup. So if you all, if you got your weekly, or if you can still, you can still go online and download it. This one sounded really, really good. I'm definitely going to be trying this. So, but do get your weeklies. There are places to take notes. I think, oh, okay. And Susan says it was a miracle play. I'll have to watch that later, since I didn't see that, since I was talking to you all instead of watching the game. But anyway, so this one looks really good. There are places to take notes. And I do usually take notes. There are lots of things to go back to. I have my weeklies probably dating back, I don't know, at least a year. I mean, I probably have at least 60 or 70 weeklies. Anyway, so I highly suggest that you get your weeklies. And Carol was for the Steelers too. Sorry. Let's see. Alan posted something on Facebook earlier today that was hilarious. It said, it said, do you know why they call it Heinz Stadium? And then it said, because the Steelers played catch-up all day. That was hilarious. I'm sorry. Okay, anyway, so be sure and get your weekly. This week we are talking about living the program. First thing I want to ask, though, is did anybody go ahead? Okay, I'm sorry. Joan says, if you are online only, is there a way to look at the weekly? Yes, Joan, you have access to the exact same material that we do that have physical meetings. So I go to a physical meeting every Tuesday, but you, yes, you have access to that. So when you log into WeightWatchers.com, and it's so funny because y'all are having like this whole football discussion down here. I love it. But anyway, so yes, you go online, you go to WeightWatchers.com, log in, And then let's see, I think it's all the way at the bottom. It has something about topics or something like that, and you can access the weekly. You can access the weekly there. And if somebody who is online only could please type into the comments for Joan how to do that. I'm sure there's lots of other people that would like to know how to do it. And I would love to show you while we're on our live chat, but I can't. I can't show you while we're on our live chat. But anyway, yes, Joan, there is a way, and everyone else, there is a way to do that. So the last week, we talked about resolutions last week. Should have been 2 weeks ago, but I was busy being new Nona 2 weeks ago. So last week we talked about making resolutions or even a mini resolution. And so I want to know how many people, okay, and Cheryl's going to post that for us later, so thank you, Cheryl. I want to know how many people made a non-weight related resolution for this year. So you resolved to, remember we talked about what I want to do and what I will do, because remember I want to be 5'7", but I'm probably not, but I'm not ever going to be 5'7", so I will not be 5'7". But one thing that I wanted to do, I've been really bad, especially, I don't know why, this last 6 or 7 months, I've been really bad about not getting all of my water in, and actually I've been getting dehydrated most days that we're in the showroom because we get there, we get started, I get the guys out, and then if customers come in, especially on Saturdays when customers come in so much, then I'm getting really dehydrated because it's hard to stop in between people and say, hey, I need to stop because I've only had 2 8-ounce glasses of water today or whatever, you know, and go chug some. So my mini resolution, I want to get all my water in so that I'm not dehydrated, and because it helps you lose weight and it helps to flush salt, helps to flush the sodium out of your body. So I want to get all of my water in. What I will do, what I can do 100% every single day, what I will do every day when I've gotten up, the first thing I've done after I go to the bathroom, the first thing I've done is drink my first 8-ounce glass of water. I don't chug it, but I'm drinking it fairly quickly. But I go ahead and get that one in. So now I know I need to get 6, 7, 8, depending on how much sodium I've had, 6, 7, 8, you know, more glasses of water throughout the day. But as long as I get that first one in, then I know that I at least have one in. And it kind of, and I don't know, it's weird, it kind of starts my day off a little bit differently. So once I've gotten the first one in, it's a lot easier for me, you know, to get them, you know, to get some more in throughout the day. And I don't know, it just kind of is a reminder. It's like once I don't, if I don't start my day, you know, drinking something like that, then, I don't know, it just is kind of hard to get into a swing. So I started doing that, and I've done it all week long. First thing I've done after peeing, first thing I've done is come in the kitchen, get a glass of water, drink it, and it has really helped. I haven't been nearly as dehydrated, and Saturday I was good to go. Normally on Saturdays, if I don't get enough to drink, by the time we've talked to that many people in the showroom, y'all think I get parched here talking in an hour. 2 Saturdays ago, our first customer came in at like 9:02, and I did not stop talking until I think it was 3:15 or 3:30. I was about to die. I was so thirsty, and I didn't get to stop and drink any water. Anyway, so mine was drinking water. So if y'all had a mini, resolution, we'd still love to hear them. So oh yeah, Carol says, Cheryl, I work for FedEx and they have sweets at Heinz Field. So I don't know what y'all are talking about, but that caught my attention for some reason. But anyway, so starting on something like that, somebody else said clutter. And I got to thinking about that, and we were talking about doing, you know, like whatever your resolution is, if it's something that you can do in mini steps, one person in our group, and that's our Facebook group, it's the If You Have an Egg Facebook group. And remember, if you request to join the Facebook group, please answer the 3 questions. Jordan and I had to very painfully, I mean, oh my gosh, this was so hard for me. We had to delete 2,000 requests because they told me nothing. We had almost 4,000 requests. I had to delete those. I'm sorry. I need y'all to answer the question. So if you have people that are trying to join, if you're adding people, or if you're requesting join, pretty please answer the 3 questions. Or Jordan and I don't have time to look at them. So I can't pay her to snoop on everybody's Facebook page to make sure you're okay before I let you into the group. But anyway, so someone in the group said that her resolution was going to be, right now she's having some major family issues. I mean, and they were major family issues. So her resolution right now is to do everything that she's doing, to try for 90%. Because that's the best she can hope for right now. So right now, she knows she's not going to be at 100%. She knows she's not going to get everything done every single day, because she has, again, some significant family issues going on, and she's going to have interruptions. She's going to have days when somebody else, needs her worse than she has time to plan for. So she said her goal is to get 90%. I think that's a great goal. 90%. She's not going to beat herself up over not getting 100. But somebody else was talking about decluttering, and I started thinking about that. Can you imagine? I mean, I really have thought about that one. Can you imagine if you had just filled up one grocery size bag, just one plastic grocery bag of stuff that you want to get rid of? If you did one a week, every week for 52 weeks. So every week for a year, hey Cynthia. So one little bag, one grocery bag every week for 52 weeks. I was trying to decide, it would probably be, that stack of 52 bags, would probably be as tall as me. And this, I mean, it would be huge. That would be a huge amount. And it would only take, I mean, how long to fill up one grocery bag? And I was thinking too about people that are, fussing about, oh, I'm not losing at least a pound, every single week. If you lost a quarter of a pound every week, just a quarter of a pound, how many sticks of butter would that be? Wouldn't that be like, let's see, if a stick of butter is a quarter pound, and that would be, I'm not real good at the math, but I mean, that would be huge if you lost a fourth of a pound, every week for 52 weeks. Anyway, okay, so I digress off of that because I'll sit here and jabber, and it's already 8:16. Okay, next thing I want y'all to do is, if you have something to write with, that's awesome. You don't have to have anything to write with, but if you do, that's awesome. If you don't, you can just do this, you can do this later. But what I want everybody to do is close your eyes, and I'm serious. See, I'm closing mine, so that means I can't see your comments for a minute, but I want everybody to close your eyes, and I want you just to be quiet for a minute, and I want you to imagine, what do people see? What do you think people see when they're watching you do freestyle? Okay, I'm going to open my eyes just so that I can see your comments. But while your eyes are still closed, I want everybody to think, what do you think people see when they're watching you on Weight Watchers and when they're watching you do freestyle? Because I'm pretty, I don't know, not nosy, but because I talk to the people that I work with a lot, and I listen. I'm a very good listener. So what I think people see when they watch me on freestyle, the guys that I work with, what they see is they see sticks and twigs, and they see starvation, and they see a diet. Okay, I don't see that, but that's what they see, because I don't know, they just, even though they see what I eat, when they watch me, they see sticks and twigs and a very strict diet. I don't see that. Hey, Barbara. Some of the ladies, some of the girls that I work with, I think they see somebody that's dedicated. I think they see some interesting but maybe unusual foods that they maybe might or might not see, or might not try. And I think my family sees somebody who's committed, and see somebody that's enjoying trying some new things and eating real food. And Lisa just said real food. So, that's what I think they see. Okay, now open your eyes as if you were also sitting there with your eyes closed. But anyway, so open your eyes, and now I want to know, what do you see? So what do you see on freestyle? How do you see yourself on freestyle? I want to know what freestyling looks like to you. And I don't know if freestyling is actually a word or not. My phone has tried to recorrect it every time that I've typed it, so I'm thinking that it's not. But yeah, and Lacey says her friends keep pushing her to keep going, and they keep telling her that they're so proud of her. So they're seeing somebody who's being successful. They see somebody that's working really hard. And Casey's hilarious because she says, we see a crazy egg lady. Yeah, sometimes people see a crazy egg lady. Some people see somebody that they think is judging them and counting their points. I am not judging anybody and I'm not counting their points. If you need me to, I can, but definitely not doing that. Yeah, it's funny because at work sometimes they'll hide their food because they think that I'm going to calculate the points. Not gonna. Just don't ask. Just don't try to get me to eat it. Yeah. And Kim says somebody that's not eating until they're full, but eating until they're satisfied. So I see two extremes. So I'm seeing two extremes of people on Freestyle. So oh yeah, and Kathy says she's getting teased because she's eating every couple of hours. Yeah, that's hilarious. So and hey Connie says she can never catch us when we're live. We're live, Connie. We're still here. It's still tonight. So, and I can't wait to read everything. So you all are like, the comments are awesome. And I'm glancing at them, but I can't read every single one of them. I can't wait to go back and read them. But what I'm seeing on what people are saying about themselves on Freestyle, it looks like two different, there's like two, I don't know, there's kind of two extremes. So this is what I'm seeing from the comments that I'm getting from you all, from the things that I'm reading on all social media, and from the questions that I'm getting. So it looks like, a small portion of you, a small portion of people who are on Freestyle right now are kind of like Nemo. So I'm going to put you all into two classifications. And the first classification is Nemo. So you know how Nemo has one good fin and he's got the one little short fin? So I'm getting a lot of messages from people that are Nemoing instead of freestyling. They're Nemoing and they're using that one little fin. They kind of know what to do, and they got all their materials, and they went to a meeting, and they joined a Facebook group, and, and they've kind of played at it, but they don't like chicken, and they don't like tofu, and they don't really like beans, but they kind of know what to do, and whatever, but they're kind of Nemoing in life, so they're using that little fin, that little bit of information, or they're panicking, and so the Nemo people, we're kind of panicking, I'm not going to find anything that I like, so I'm just going to use my little fin, and keep, just keep going, but they're like spinning in a circle. Like if you didn't have the good fin, if you just had the one little fin, you would just, like Nemo, you would just be spinning in a little circle, just around and around and around and around. So the people that I'm saying are kind of Nemoing, they are, like Casey says, so you're describing a certain short blonde woman that we love, LOL. But they're kind of Nemoing because they're scared to try things. So they think, oh, well, I don't like beans. Okay, so nobody's asking you to just put straight beans on a plate and eat them, try them in some things. We talked about taco soup last week. Hey, Diane. We talked about taco soup last week, and I posted a recipe. My accountability buddy Karen made a bean soup for work this week. She ate it every day, loved it. Doesn't mean you just have to eat beans. I know a lot of you all are scared of tofu, and so you've got your little Nemo fin over here going, trying to run away from the tofu. Okay, I'm gonna make y'all not scared of tofu anymore. Not scared of tofu anymore. And there's a whole lot of you that think that you can only eat the 0 point food. So it's like an all or nothing thing. But I'm also seeing some Nemo people, and some of y'all are gonna get upset with me when I say this, but I'm seeing quite a few Nemo people that are kind of swimming along, but it's because you've gone to the other extreme. You're not scared of the program. You're not scared of food choices, and you're not scared of, kind of not knowing what you're doing, but you've gone way off in the opposite direction. And Kim says she's scared of tofu and fish. Hang with us, Kim, and you're not going to be scared of them any longer. So yeah, I'll keep posting recipes, and Jordan is updating the blog. Did I already say this? Everybody that went and checked it out, www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Jordan changed the format, because I didn't finish that thought. Jordan changed she changed the format. Oh, and Carol says she tried tofu and she really liked it. She did a stir fry. Ha, ha, ha. But she changed the format, and it's a little wonky right now. So if y'all can just pretty please be patient with that. You can still go over to the side and click on the categories and pull things up by that, but it's not showing you everything on the home page. But anyway, it's a work in progress. We're trying to make it more user-friendly, but it's going to be less user-friendly for a couple of days. But if you'll just keep checking on it and let me know what you think and see if you see any things we need to tweak, that's www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Okay, and for those of you that wanted to watch this later on YouTube, I also forgot to mention that that's just youtube.com, and I found out that / If You Have an Egg doesn't work. You just have to search If You Have an Egg. But anyway, so the other people, the other Nemo people, are people who have taken this and they're like swimming as fast as they can with that one little fin. I mean, as fast as they can. And then I'm getting questions like, I don't understand. I don't know what's going on. You know, I'm eating. Thank you, Casey, for posting the website. You know, I don't know what's going on. You know, I've gone from my normal eating to now I'm eating 3 eggs at a time and 4 chicken breasts, and I'm eating tons of 0-point food, you know, during the day, and I'm only eating 0-point foods morning, noon, and night. And then at night, I've saved all 23 of my points for snacks. Yeah, that wasn't really the intention of it. While you could, if you had a special event, if you had a, you know, like if you had a wedding that you were going to go to, or a birthday party, you know, or something like that, then sure, that day, eat 0-point foods all day if you want to, you know, maybe dabble in, you know, a couple of points here and there, save some points, and then enjoy your dessert that night. But I'm going to call you all Nemo people too. The people who are exclusively eating 0-point foods all day or ever and never using your extra points, or you're using all 0-point foods every single day and then literally going crazy at night and cramming in, you know, snacks, things that you wouldn't eat. And I guess that's the point, is that, so the first Nemo people were people who were scared. They have a little bit of information, but they're kind of scared and they don't really know what to do. And we're here to help you know what to do. The other people have kind of gone off the, I hate to say the deep end, and I know I'm going to upset somebody. Somebody's going to see this and I'm going to upset them, and I'm very sorry. But listen to me, if you want this to work, we have to be freestyling for life. We have to be able to live the program. You know, that's what our weekly says this week, that we're living the program. Okay, living the program doesn't mean that just because you can eat as many eggs as you want to, that you do eat as many eggs as you want to. It doesn't mean that you do eat as many chicken breasts as you can hold. You know, please don't do that. Start with, you know, somebody asked me a couple of days ago what my, you know, kind of what my top pro tips, I guess, were for freestyle. The first one is start with 1 serving. So start with 1 serving. And okay, and I see Donna says, I struggle to make my blue dot points. You don't have to get blue dots. Please don't make yourself eat things that you're not hungry for, if just to get a blue dot. That's not the most important thing. If you feel like you need a blue dot, I will give you a blue dot. Just please don't stuff yourself. So start with 1 serving. We'll talk about this again, you know, here in a few minutes, but start with 1 serving. So all you Nemo people who have gone crazy and are eating, you know, seriously, 3, 4, 5, 6 eggs, a couple of chicken breasts, you know, cans of beans. I mean, I'm seeing people that are like, I don't know, it's almost like they're gorging themselves on all these 0-point foods, and then, you know, like stuffing themselves. They're not hungry. They're just eating them because they can. So please don't stuff yourself just because you can, just because they're 0-point foods. So that's not a good idea either. I've done lots and lots and lots of diets before I started doing Weight Watchers 24 years ago. And Kim said she had 2 weeks of blue dots and then fell off the wagon today. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's 1 day, and you don't have to have a blue dot every day. It's okay to not have a blue dot. But anyway, I've done lots of diets before I, before I started Weight Watchers, and they were all so extreme that you would take them to the extreme and then crash. So we would soar and then we would crash. I did one a long time ago called Physician's Weight Loss, and I don't know if any of the rest of you all did them, but you ate literally next to nothing. I mean, next to nothing. You ate so little food that you had to take all these, and Karen said, oh, I'm not going to repeat what Karen has put here if you have too many beans. But anyway, just remember, if you've added a lot of beans, you've got to drink your water. You have to drink your water if you're going to process all those beans, or you're going to have a totally different issue. Okay, but anyway, so on Physician's Weight Loss, you ate so little food that you had to take nutritional supplements. You had to take B vitamin shots. I mean, we actually got a shot because we weren't eating anything. You had to drink potassium, which just makes me gag even thinking about it now. But I did all that so that I could get my gold star or whatever, our goal was we were trying to lose at least 3 pounds a week, which is good. I mean, you can do that the first week of anything. But I would starve myself just like they told me to all week long so that I could get my little star in my little book that said that I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. And then when I left my last weigh-in on Friday, I would go straight over to Taco Bell and I would sit in the parking lot alone and dare anybody to find me doing this. But I would get a taco salad and a side thing of refried, what is it? I don't even eat them anymore, pintos and whatever. And I would just inhale it. I would inhale that whole thing, and I would in a soft drink, and I would dare anybody to see me. But I would starve myself all week only to do that. That's what I'm afraid y'all are doing if you're only eating 0 point foods and then kind of going berserk at night. I mean, because I was going berserk. And you know how long that can last? Not very long. So you can't deprive yourself all day or all week. And again, it's different if you're using 0 point food to save up for an event. But you can't do that. You just can't do it long term. So please don't do that. Also, when I did Atkins, because you could have all of the meat that you wanted, or I did some version of it where you could only have all the, maybe that was like Suzanne Summers. I don't know. I've done a lot of diets, but there was one of them where you ate certain things at certain times a day, but there was like 1 hour a day where you could eat all the meat that you wanted to. Oh my gosh, at that 1 hour, I would stuff myself until I just wanted to puke because literally had eaten. It wasn't all you cared to eat or all you felt like eating. They said all you can eat. And I was like, stuffing myself for that 1 hour a day. Please don't do that. This Weight Watchers is not, okay, yeah, and Marla says that was Suzanne Summers. Please don't do that. I'm going to sidetrack real quick. Allison wants to know where I got the Cara oranges. I got those at Trader Joe's, and I have seen them at Kroger too. But this week I got blood oranges. Ooh, they're so good. But anyway, yeah, so please don't do that. That's not long term. Weight Watchers is not meant for that. Weight Watchers is not meant for you to deprive yourself, for days and days and days and meals and meals and meals, and then go berserk and then go crazy. This is meant for you to eat real food. It's meant for you to be able to do this for a lifetime. So we're going to freestyle for life. We're living with the program. Okay, so Nemo. So Nemo was the first one. Then my other group of ladies and a few gentlemen, I decided to call you all Peter Pan because you all are, you've just taken it and you just embraced it and you've sprinkled it with some pixie dust. And yes, I know that's Tinkerbell, but she's with Peter Pan. But you've sprinkled the program with some pixie dust. And I'm sorry that the guys next door have decided to play the piano, I guess, in a victory, whatever. Thanks, Cheryl. It's 8:30 in a victory celebration or whatever over the football game. But anyway, hopefully they're not too loud for you all. But you Peter Pan people have sprinkled some pixie dust on it. You've gathered your lost boys together. And you are flying. I mean, you are, you can fly. I mean, you ladies are the ones of you with your Peter Pans. You have just literally taken this and are soaring with it. So no, and you're taking your lost boys with you. I don't know. It's just funny. I can see you all. Okay, good. Karen says you can't hear the piano. Awesome, because they're driving me crazy. They're normally quiet, but when they're not, they are not. But anyways, and they're probably thinking, why is she talking again? Every Sunday night, she's talking at the top of her lungs next door. But anyway, so the Peter Pan people, I don't know, I just see you all holding hands, holding hands with your other Weight Watchers. And kind of, that scene where they're, where it's Peter Pan and Wendy and Peter and Michael, and they're, holding hands and they're all soaring, and then Nana the dog is sitting down on the ground watching them, wishing that she could go with them. So don't be Nemo and Nana on the ground. Be Peter Pan, soar. You can fly. I mean, you just have to put a little bit of pixie dust on it. And sometimes the pixie dust is trying that tofu recipe that you didn't want to try. And Susan says, every Sunday night you do this live. Yes, Susan, every Sunday night, unless my daughter has a baby. And I'm not planning on that happening again for a while. So, yeah, so we skipped that night. But, which was just a couple of weeks ago. But you can also, Susan, if you need to go back and watch any of the others, they're on YouTube too. Okay, so y'all are sprinkling some pixie dust on it. Let's sprinkle some pixie dust and we can fly. So let me tell you what freestyle, what living on the program, freestyling, what it looks like to me. Casey says, I do believe in freestyle. I do. Okay, so what freestyle looks like to me. When I'm living freestyle, when I'm freestyling, I've got a refrigerator stocked with fresh fruits and veggies, some 0 point things that are prepared and ready to go. So prepared and ready to go means that the little tiny cucumbers that I bought this week, they're already, as soon as I got them home, they were washed, they're cut into the little strips to go with my hummus, and they're ready to go. My grapes are washed, they're put up. My strawberries get washed, get put up. Anything that needs to be cut up, like watermelon, washed, cut up, put up. Bananas are washed. I wash my bananas. I know people think I'm crazy, but I wash my bananas. I just have this, I don't know, I have this thing that they've been, I'm not a clean freak, I'm not a germaphobe, but I don't know where they've been. Anyway, so I wash my bananas before I put them up. All my apples are washed. Everything's washed, put up, and ready to go. And I try not to put things in the back of the refrigerator if it's something that I don't need to be eating, like if we've got, I mean, I don't have anything in there right now, but if there's something in there that I don't need to be grabbing and getting, I'll try to put that in the back. If it's things that I want to make sure that I eat, like as soon as I open the door, if it's something that's what I need to grab, instead of hunting for something else, like the grapes right now, I have a giant thing of grapes in there. So they're washed, they're ready, they're sitting up front. So, oh, and Tedder's is spreading pixie dust. Thank you. Everybody's ready to fly. But anyway, the grapes are sitting right up front, ready to go. So for me, freestyling and living with freestyle means that I've got my refrigerator and my pantry are ready to go. Y'all know I've had to succumb to the Kroger click list this last few weeks just because life has happened. So don't be afraid to ask people for help. Don't be afraid to, okay, good. Okay, wait, so hold on. Karen has backed me up. She says her daughter takes chemo, which I'm so sorry, Karen. And they told her to always wash her bananas in soap and water because of the bacteria. There you go. I knew there was some reason that I was doing it. But so I had that, have everything washed and ready. I've been using the Kroger click list because we haven't had a lot of time to go to the grocery store. So do whatever you need to do to make sure that you're ready. Freestyling for me looks like bacon. I have bacon. I always have bacon in the refrigerator, and I have bacon at least once a week. We had bacon this morning. We had bacon wrapped asparagus this morning. So for me to be freestyling, bacon's got to be included. 0 point snacks. I have to have 0 point snacks ready and available, like the grapes, or some low point snacks, just in case I'm on the go and I've got to grab something quick and I've got to do whatever. Protein, protein, protein. Freestyling to me, you've got to get in enough protein. I have to get in enough protein. So I always have things available for protein, whether it's meat, whether it's a plant-based protein, which y'all know I do like tofu. I keep cheeses, I keep beans, I keep, anything that's got protein. I figured out the other day that sugar snap peas have protein in them. So guess what? My Kroger click list, I got a bag of sugar snap peas. It's like, oh gosh, it's probably 2 gallons. Well, maybe not that many, but it's a lot of sugar snap peas. They have protein in them, so I've been eating them with hummus. Pizza. For me to live on freestyling, for me to be freestyling, gotta have pizza. It's gonna happen. We are going to have pizza. And Cheryl says 32 goldfish crackers is her go-to 2 point snack. She has a plan. That girl's got a plan. Then let's see, for me, tracking. If I'm going to be freestyling, what freestyling looks like for me, it looks like tracking. I track every single thing, even the 0 point things. I have to track them. That way I know if I've had too much, too little, if I haven't had enough protein. I know it. I can go back and look. If I've had a great week, I can go back and repeat it. If I haven't had a great week, I can go back and see not to repeat it. If I've had too much sodium, I can go back and see, okay, so I tracked it all, so maybe I was within my points, and maybe I had a lot of 0 point things, but my 0 point things, came from eating out, and I've got, and I got too much sodium, so I can go back and see that, and I know, hey, that week had too much sodium, so I know why maybe I had a gain, due to water weight. And several of you were asking about the beat the bloat thing this week, just in the last few days. So I'm a firm believer that water weight, water weight, me. If you've been listening to me, water weight is temporary. It's not real weight. And it takes a long time to convince yourself. Oh, and Kathy's been tracking every day for 9 years. 9 years. That's a long time. Way to go, Kathy. But, you know, water weight gain is temporary. So, and it takes you a long time and a lot of confidence, you know, a lot of confidence in the plan and confidence in yourself to know, hey, Nancy's late, but you made it. But, you know, to know that it's a temporary thing. And you can go back and watch the Bust the Bloat video or the YouTube, or it is on the blog. So you can watch those and see that. But anyway, hey, Ruth. So tracking, I have to track everything, even the 0 point stuff, so that I know good, bad, ugly, if I went crazy, if I planned for an event, or if I've had, too much sodium. Okay, scheduling me time. So living on freestyling for me means I schedule free time. And thank you, Cheryl says it's 8:40, so I have 5 minutes, which is, I think I'm gonna just about hit that. So planning me time. Me time is my Tuesday nights, you know, my meeting. So as much as I want to go see baby cakes, you know, Tuesday nights are my meeting. Karen and I made sure that we got our walking in today. And both of us have been getting back on track. Now, if the weather would just cooperate, that would be awesome. But both of us are getting back on track, you know, with our walking. So we plan time. We plan time to go to the store if we can. If we can't go to the store, I plan time for click list. But planning me time. So you're going to need to plan some me time. But that's what freestyle looks like to me. Freestyle also means more freedom for me. You know, we talked about this a few weeks ago when we first started freestyle. I really did not like smart points in the beginning. And, you know, kind of fought it tooth and nail, but, you know, embraced it, came to enjoy it. But I like smart points. I love freestyle. I love freestyle because I got back all those things that I had been missing, like beans and tofu and corn, you know, because I do love those things. But being able to add some of those things back in, and freestyle has, you know, sure, my points went down just like everybody else's did, but I'm having trouble now getting all the points in and not stuffing myself. So guess what? I'm not stuffing myself. I'm not making myself eat when I'm not hungry. I'm actually having times of the day where I'm not hungry. You know, I've never been able to say, oh yeah, and I still don't really have a great full meter. I'm usually really full before I realize I'm full, but the kinds of things that I'm eating, I'm stopping sooner. You know, if I put one serving of something on my plate, I'm likely to stop at one serving. You know, if I have one serving of chicken, one serving of beans, one serving of, you know, whatever, I'm likely to stop at one serving. If I put 3 servings of something on my plate, I will eat all 3 servings. Whether or not, you know, I wanted them. So, also a snack almost every night. So freestyle to me is, what it looks like to me is a snack every night. But I plan that out. So here's what I want y'all to do, because I have like 3 minutes to talk to you about this. So what I want you to do to see how freestyle looks to you. Oh, and Brandy had the That Man's Chicken for supper tonight. Yay! So you loved it. Did you make it in the oven or the air fryer? That's literally one of our favorites. That and the bacon wrapped asparagus, which is what we had for breakfast this morning. Those are probably our top 2 that we could eat almost every day. And Nicole, we're going to talk about the 2 ingredient dough here in just a second, because y'all have been driving me crazy with that today. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. People that are Nemo. So you Peter Pan people, just keep it up. Keep sprinkling your pixie dust. Okay, and Brandy made it in the air fryer. Awesome. But keep sprinkling your pixie dust. Keep, you know, keep doing what you're doing, because y'all are awesome. You're doing awesome. You're having great results. People that are Nemoing, here's what I want you to do. Or if you're brand new and you don't know what to do because you haven't done this, before, you haven't done Weight Watchers before. Trina wants to know what bacon do I use. I get my bacon at either Trader Joe's, their uncured, it's the uncured dry rub bacon is 1 point per slice, or if I get it at Aldi, it's called Apple something, and it's the same thing. Or if I get it at Publix, it's called Sunday bacon. It's Applewood Sunday bacon. But anyway, and they're all 1 point. So people that are Nemoing, or if you're brand new and you don't know where to start, here's what I want you to do. This is where you need something to write on, and you don't have to do it right now. You can go back and do this later, but I want you to get something to write on. First thing I want you to do is make yourself a list. Yeah, Applegate Farms. Thank you, Christine. I want you to write yourself a list. Make a list. You don't have to make a long list. 3. Write down 3 0-point snacks that you enjoy. Just 3. So let's say, and make them something fun. So like grapes and the Jell-O. than the sugar-free Jell-O frozen. So let's say that's one of your 0-point snacks. I want you to write down on your piece of paper, on your notepad, on your wipe-off board, wherever you're going to write this, bathroom mirror, I don't care. Write it down. I want you to write down 3 0-point snacks so that you've got a backup. I want you to meal plan one day. I'm not talking a week. Don't meal plan 7 days. I want you to sit down. This will take you 10 minutes. Sit down, meal plan one day. And in that day, I want you to plan out 5 meals, not 3 meals, not 2 meals, 5 meals. I want you to have a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner, and then 2 snacks. And I don't care where your snacks are. I don't care if it's breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner, snack. I don't care if it's breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner, snack, whatever. But I want you to plan out 5 meals, 2 snacks. So it's 3, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 2 snacks. I want you to go ahead and plan that out one day. And thank you, Cheryl. It's 8:45, so I'll wrap this part up and then we'll talk about some food. And I want you to plan out on those meals. I want you to plan out 3 to 4 points for each meal, except the one meal that's your biggest meal, the one that you focus on. I want you to use some extra points at that meal. So like I would do 3 points for breakfast. I would probably do, like 2 points for a snack because I try to have a mid-morning snack at work. Then I would do about 3 points for lunch at work. Then I normally have, like an 8 to 12 point dinner, depending on what we're gonna have. And then however many points I have left after that, then I'll either have a 0-point snack before I go to bed, or if I have, points for like Skinny Pop, then I'll plan that in. But so 3 to 4 points, not just 0, unless it's a special day, but this is just for a planning day. So 3 to 4 points for each meal, but then whatever the meal is that is the biggest meal for you. So if it's breakfast, use the most points at breakfast. If it's dinner, lunch, whatever. I want you to plan at least 1 0-point food at every meal to bulk it up. And on my note to myself, I wrote #bulk it up. The girls that have been around for a long time know how much I love to bulk it up. So like if I had string cheese, I wouldn't just have string cheese. I would have string cheese and an apple, or I would have, like whatever, I always bulk everything up with, 0-point food. So I want you to plan at least 1 0-point food with every meal to #bulk it up. And then I want you to have protein in at least 3 of those meals. You can have protein in all 5 if you want to. That's sometimes a little hard. But I want you to plan protein at, in at least 3 of those meals. And remember, protein doesn't have to be meat. So if there are some of you who don't eat meat, don't worry about it. Protein doesn't have to be meat. So cheese has protein, beans have protein, tofu definitely has protein, nutritional yeast has protein. You're not going to get me started on talking about nutritional yeast. But anyway, okay. So, who's going to do that? I want to see a thumbs up. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, you're not going to be able to see the thumbs up. You're just going to have to trust me when I say, if you're watching this later on YouTube, or if you're watching this later on Facebook, when you can only do the thumbs ups when it's live. So, see everybody that's on here live right now, see these little thumbs ups going by? Those are people who are going to they're going to plan one day. They're going to write down 3 0-point snacks, and they're going to plan one day 5 meals. Those are all the thumbs ups. So if you're not watching this live, you can't do a thumbs up. So I just need you to type in a message that says, I will, or, I'll do it, or a hand, do a little hand emoji or something so that I'll know that y'all can do that. And if you're watching this on YouTube, same thing, comment. I promise I will answer them. I don't always answer them the same day, but I promise I answer all of the comments that are on YouTube. Okay, so there's lots of thumbs ups. And I'm going to want to hear reports back. If you actually go ahead and plan this out, seriously, type it in the comments here. So when you're done, you can come back to this later and you can type it in the comments what you did. I promise I will read them. I read every single one of them. Okay, a couple of things I wanted to show you, 2 things I wanted to show you before we go, because it is about 12 till. Okay, one of them is this, and it's been sitting out, so it's a little bit runny. But if you all can see this, let me get a spoon actually so you can see it. So I keep talking to you all about tofu and not being scared of tofu. And I'm sorry, it's not as thick as it was because it's been sitting here during the whole chat. But this, can you all see this? That is tofu. This is chocolate pudding, and it's made with silken tofu. So it has just a package of silken tofu, and it has cocoa powder, and it has chocolate jello, sugar-free, fat-free chocolate jello pudding in it. So it's vegetarian. If you're vegetarian, it is not vegan because it has the jello in it. If you're vegan, you can just use some more cocoa powder. It has a little bit of Truvia in it, and vanilla, and I'll post the recipe later. Let me think. Some almond milk and, oh, cinnamon. Yeah, so it's cinnamon chocolate. And for this one for tonight, so it's always cinnamon chocolate, but for tonight I added a little bit of this. This is Torani sugar-free classic caramel flavoring syrup. And you girls that have been using the sugar-free syrups for your coffees, those would work well. But so you make the chocolate, the cinnamon chocolate pudding, tofu pudding, you make that as your base, and then you add some of the other flavorings if you want to. So for a half of a cup, this is a half a cup, it's 1 Smart Point. It tastes like chocolate. I'm going to prove it here in just a second. It tastes like chocolate, and look, if you add 1 tablespoon of whip, that doesn't add any points. So look, and I'm sorry you can't see it, it's not really cute right now, but look, I'll take a little bite of it to prove to you all this does taste like chocolate, and it's tofu. It's absolutely delicious. You will not, I promise, you will not know, and do I have chocolate on my face now? I promise you will not know that this is tofu. Okay, John doesn't eat tofu. John doesn't eat chocolate pudding, and I've been asking him for 2 days to try chocolate pudding, and he keeps saying no because he doesn't like it. So I finally got him to try it today, and I said, well, what do you think? And he goes, it's chocolate pudding, and he doesn't like chocolate pudding, but he agreed it tastes just like chocolate pudding. Anyway, so for those of you who are scared of tofu, I'm going to post this later. Might not be tonight, it might be tomorrow, but I'll post this later. Seriously, it is pudding. It's good for you. It has protein in it. Tofu's chock full of good things for you. It's only 1 Freestyle Smart Point for a half of a cup. A little bit of addition of light whip. Didn't add any points, so it's 1 Smart Point and absolutely delicious. Okay, now this, you all have literally been driving me crazy for the last couple of days, and especially today, talking about the two ingredient bread. Crazy. Like, that's all you all have talked about today. That is all you all have talked about today. Yeah, and Casey said, my granddaughter woke up when I started talking about pudding. Casey, seriously, I will make this for you. It is so good. It's so good. Okay, and Wendy wants to know where to get the tofu. So you can get tofu at any grocery store. They do have it at Trader Joe's. They do have it at Aldi. They've got it at all major grocery stores. They've got it at Walmart. They have it everywhere. Some places have it in what we call the hippie granola section. And Cheryl says she would try it if somebody else made it. Come on over, I'll make it for you. It's so easy. And it was so easy, I made it in my NutriBullet. It comes out thicker if you make it in a food processor instead of in a, like my NutriBullet just pulverizes it, but you know, I like this consistency, but it comes out thicker in a food processor. But anyway, yeah, tofu's easy to find, but that is silken tofu is what I used for that. Sorry, I touched it. It's so good. Okay, anyway. The 2 ingredient bread, y'all are driving me crazy. So again, that's all y'all have talked about today. And Windstar Karen she did hers in the air fryer today. So I've been slow to get on this train because I have successfully not turned my oven on, I don't know, in like 2 months, maybe a month, 2 months. So I've been reluctant to get on here. And Angie says, do you put brags in the tofu? Angie, I do when it's not sweet. Yeah, you don't put the brags in the sweet stuff. But anyway, so guess what I made? Because Windstar Karen made hers in the air fryer, so I was like, yeah, I'll try it in the air fryer. So I went ahead and made some 2 ingredient bread, which I'm laughing because it's not 2 ingredients. So everybody keeps saying, it's 2 ingredients, it's 2 ingredients. It is more than 2 ingredients, but it was super easy to make. So I didn't have a whole lot of plain non-fat Greek yogurt. So I could only do a half a cup and a half a cup. So I did, and I don't keep regular flour, so I did a half a cup of just regular Kodiak cakes. So it's this one, if y'all can see it. It's the power cakes. So I did a half of a cup of power cakes, and good, I'm glad Kim doesn't know what two ingredient bread is. Yeah, because that's all y'all have talked about. But anyway, so I went ahead and tried it this afternoon. Actually, I tried it like an hour and a half ago, and it was that easy to make. So, but it's not just 2 ingredients. So I don't know why we're calling it that. But anyway, so it was a half a cup of regular Kodiak cakes, the protein-packed Kodiak cakes, and I understand you can use self-rising flour too, and then a half a cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt, so it was like equal amounts. So you could do a cup and a cup, or a half a cup and a half a cup. Okay, and then I mixed them together with a fork, and then you knead it like, you know, like you would dough. You do need a little bit more of the, powder, you know, just to put it on your hands, you know, to spread it out so that it doesn't stick on everything. And then after you've done it, it just makes a nice, neat little dough ball, just like normal dough. And then because I only used a half a cup and a half a cup, it made a small ball. It was only this much. So I tore them off into six pieces and rolled them in my hands. And I'm sure we'll do a video on this, but anyway, rolled them in my hands and made little tiny circles, because again, it was my first try, didn't know what I was doing, just made little tiny circles. And then do spray the bottom of your air fryer basket, spray it with nonstick spray, or if you have the parchment paper for your air fryer that has the holes in it, that would work too. But mine, I didn't spray mine before I put them in there, and they stuck a little bit. But I think if you just spray the bottom of it, that would be great. And then where I'm laughing and saying that the third ingredient came in is every single one that I've seen said to put egg whites on the top of it. So that would be a third ingredient. So maybe the original one didn't have egg whites on top of it. I don't know. But that's a third ingredient. So I brushed egg whites on top of them. Remember, I've got 6 of them in there. And then on 2 of them, I added cinnamon and truvia. And it was pretty good. Wasn't as sweet as I would like for it to have been. So, and Judy said she sprayed her hands with olive oil spray. That's a great idea. And Donna put hers in cupcake liners in her air fryer. Great idea. And Kim doesn't have an air fryer. Everybody else is making them in the oven. And I think in the oven it's 350, somebody correct me, 350 degrees for like 30 minutes. These little teeny tiny ones, now these are tiny. These are tiny. So the little teeny tiny ones, it was on 350 and it took 6 minutes. 6 minutes in the air fryer. Windstar Karen made big ones. So she made like bagel sized ones. They were like this big. They were huge, but she did a cup and a cup. So I did a half a cup and a half a cup and divided it into 6. And 6 of them is not quite 1 smart point, but we're not writing down fractions of smart points, but they're 1 smart point each for this size. And so here, if you can tell on my hand how big that is, so 1 smart point. So I did mine in the air fryer on 350 for 6 minutes because they're so little. See, and I can see y'all commenting, people are making calzones with them. Windstar Karen she did like her buffalo chicken recipe. She rolled this out like dough, put the buffalo chicken in there, rolled it up and cut it. Holy cow. Tracy's making pizza dough with it. People are making calzones, all kinds of stuff with them. And so this one is truvia and cinnamon, still just 1 smart point. This one is the Dax spices. It's Dax everything but the salt. So this is just like the Trader Joe's everything but the bagel if you have it, except this is salt free. And y'all know how I feel about salt free. So these were really good. Oh, I put on the 2 savory ones, I put some nutritional yeast on them too, just because I put that on everything. And then the Dax on this one. And then on this one, I put, let's see, let me find it. I put this. It's rosemary and garlic. So it was because I thought they would sound good, you know, with garlic bread. So this one was the rosemary and garlic seasoning. And they're delicious. They are absolutely delicious. Let me show you what the inside of them looks like. So these have been sitting out for a little while. Okay, and Carol says, where do you get the everything topping? So, okay, Trader Joe's has one called Everything But the Bagel. And Barbara said, did you brush the egg whites on top? Yes, I did. So, Trader Joe's has the Everything But the Bagel, Carol, but I get the Dax Everything But the Salt, which is almost exactly the same thing, except it's salt-free. It does not have any salt in it, and you can get this on daxspices.com. Yeah, it's delicious. And let's see, Carol says, is the yogurt still 0 points when mixed in like that? Thinking about the smoothie rule. Okay, so the smoothie rule is not because of the yogurt. The smoothie rule is because of the fruit, because of what you're putting in the smoothie. Let's see. You eat it with a fork, so I say, oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm still counting this as 0. So see how fluffy that is? It was the weirdest thing. So you all kept talking about how how fluffy they were and how much they fluffed up. These were tiny when I put them in there. The little circles were about that big, and they were maybe that tall. And look how much this fluffed up. I mean, look how big that is. Are these not adorable? Yeah. So really good. Okay, so I'm on the 2-ingredient dough wagon now, so I'm sure we'll be seeing lots more of those. So if y'all have any two ingredient dough recipes, I would love for you to share them here. You can share them here on the page, or yeah, Nicole says, I feel like Peter Pan with this dough. It's so magical. It really is. This is what I'm talking about. This is pixie dust. So instead of eating 6 eggs and 3 chicken breasts, and stuffing yourselves, why not save, this would be 3 points, for all 3 of these. So instead, let's do this. Plan 5 meals, 3 to 4 points per meal. Let's save enough for that fifth meal to be 3 2-ingredient little, things, and that would be 3 points. I think that's a much better plan. I think that's a pixie dust plan. Okay, so who's gonna plan their one day? So who's gonna write down 3 0-point, 0 smart point snacks? I'm talking about snacks. I'm not talking anything else. 3 0 smart point snacks. You're going to write down 3 of those, and then you're going to plan one day, just one day, not a whole week, one day. And in your one day, you're going to plan 5 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and 2 snacks, wherever you want the snacks to be. Wherever you want the snacks to be. You're going to make them 3 to 4 points per meal, not all. Remember, for this one day that you're planning, this is not the special day. This is not the special day when you're, and Carol says her days are already planned. It's because you're Peter Panning it. You're Peter Pan freestyling. So that's awesome. But you're going to, Casey says, when are we going to see Dusty? I don't even know where Dusty is. But anyway, you're going to plan those 5 meals, 3 to 4 points per meal. This is, remember, on this one, when you're planning the one day, you're not hoarding your points. We're going to scatter them out a little bit, but you are going to use more on whatever the meal is that you need more on. You're going to have a 0-point food at every single meal. So even both snacks, you're going to have something 0 point. So if your snack is a piece of string cheese, you're going to have something 0 points with it. Okay? And you're going to have protein in at least 3 of them. Okay, so that sounds like a lot of math. It's not. It's not hard. And yeah, Nicole says she bought the nutritional yeast and tried to like it, and she just doesn't. So, Nicole, depends on what you've tried it on. If you tried on That Man's Chicken, you'll love it. Okay, so who's going to be? Okay, yeah, I started to say who's going to be Peter Pan? Who's going to pixie dust this? Who's going to be Peter Pan and freestyle this week? Kim already says I want to be Peter Pan. Yeah, so I think that's awesome. I'm not asking you to plan 7 days. I'm not asking you to go crazy and do something that's just going to be way outside of your, whatever. If you're Nemo, so remember, if you're Nemo, I want you to plan one day. You can Peter Pan with us for one day, okay? Okay, so do y'all mind if I run over? Let me see. Oh, I see Dusty. Let me go grab him real quick. Hold on just a second. And if you're new with us, get used to this. We do this every single week. So it is 9:04. Let me grab Dusty before we start saying goodnight. I'll be right back. Come on, buddy. So when we used to do this up in the loft, he would sit in my lap while we were doing this. Now he is, oh, and he's checking out those the two ingredient dough rolls or biscuits or whatever we're calling them, bagels, I guess. When we were doing this up in the loft in the beginning, this was a lot easier to get Dusty, because that's how the Dusty thing got started, because most nights he would beg to get, up in my lap before we even got started. But anyway, now that I'm doing this standing up, he was snoozing. So, okay, so all you girls that are going to put pixie dust on it, I'm proud of you. I want to hear your Peter Pan results. Can you tell we're a little bit addicted to Disney? Actually, look at this. This is what I was using to get my 2 ingredient bagels out of the air fryer. Yeah, those are Mickey hands. Anyway, okay. Good night, ladies. I'm proud of you. All you Nemos, come on. You can be Peter Pans. We believe in you. Come on. You can fly. You can fly. You can fly. I trust you. Okay, let me know what you're doing. I'm going to set him down so I can go. Everybody have a great night and a great week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us.